Today's Morphin Network video is sponsored by Ranger Stop and Pop, which is now August the 27th to the 29th, 2021 in Atlanta, Georgia. And Ranger Stop Convention, which is now November 11th to the 14th, 2021 in Orlando, Florida. Go to rangerstop.com for more info.
Wish I had a device that could locate your lost brother, Vrock.
Thank you, but we must assume Vrock fell in battle. We will avenge my brother's destruction and claim Earth as our own.
Mr. Butterworth, how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing really well down here in the bottom of the world. It's a Sunday afternoon, so, you know, pretty relaxed.
Awesome. So, how's the weather there? I mean, I heard it's actually still good.
Well, yeah, it's still good. It's starting to just get a little bit cooler, which is like because we're moving into autumn. I like it. We've had a really long, hot summer, so I'm quite glad that in the late afternoon it starts to get just slightly cooler. Although I've still got a fan on in my room because it just, I'd prefer it to be more cooler than hot. I can't sleep when it's too hot. It's too hot.
Yeah.
I mean, it must be hot there. Is it hot in LA now?
It's spring right now, so it's always getting hotter, but still kind of cool. Hello, everyone. Welcome to a very special interview of Stephen Butterworth, who played Prince Venkar from Power Rangers Super Megaforce. You guys, yes. Season 2 of Megaforce, by the way. So, I don't even want to call it that. So, yes, again, Stephen, thank you so much. And actually, thank you. Nice to see you, Your Highness.
Yes, that's right. Down on your knees.
Your Royal Highness.
Your Royal Highness. Please don't attack our planet like you did 6 years ago.
Yeah,
long live Prince Vekar. Long live Prince Vekar.
Oh, that's right.
So, yes, let's get the interview started. So, Stephen, how did you get started with acting?
Now, I started acting, I was, well, in front of the television, actually, because I couldn't stop moving. I was a performer right from the outset. You might, well, we had a show called Romper Room on TV, and it was for kids. It's a bit like Sesame Street or The Electric Company for you guys. So I got on this show. My mother put me on it because she just thought I had a gig. I've actually got a scar from what happened. Well, firstly, I went to the television studios and we were supposed to take our favourite toy and discuss on national television what our favourite toy was. But my mother was running late from work to pick me up and I forgot to take a toy. So I got to the station and they said, oh gosh, she's got no toy. when he explains his favorite toy, we'll just have to give him something. So they gave me a fire engine from the props department, which was not mine. And I remember thinking, oh no, I don't know anything about this fire engine. So I'm just going to pretend it's my favorite toy. And I started discovering it as I was on national TV. So I think that was my first time in actually trying to wing it, really. And what I mentioned about the scar, I was also doing a small children's show at the time for a community church. And I was playing Little Boy Blue, Little Boy Blue, come blow your horn. And I got this scar because my brother, I don't see you there. See the scar? Mm-hmm. I got that when I was about 5 or 6 playing Little Boy Blue, and I broke my hand through a window because I was so excited. And I had to go straight to the hospital. But I blew my horn and went on to the show, and that's where I learned how the show must go on. Pretty important stuff.
I mean, heck, it's still going on here, and yeah, I mean. Ouch, scar.
Yeah, well, it stayed with me forever, didn't it? But I'm glad I lived because it actually cut across here. You can sort of see it. Yeah, so that is from when I was a kid playing Little Boy Blue.
But hey, in the end, you still got the best job ever. Well, career.
Yeah,
not a great career.
I don't know anything else.
How'd you get started with voice acting?
Well, I was a really good mimic. Like, I really loved mimicking the television, and that meant I mimicked a lot of stuff from American television, because American television growing up was a major influence on us TV children. So I remember, being lots of different characters and mimicking them. But I think once I started getting older, I was asked to do voiceovers for commercials and radio voiceovers and things like that. And I think when you're playing as a kid, even with today, you got those sort of wrestlers and them. That's kind of just how I got into it. And then I put down a few demos. And although Power Rangers wasn't my first voiceover stuff, I think I did quite a lot of I also sang, so I did quite a lot of singing as well. So not that I'm going to give you any demonstration there, but yeah, no, I'm not. But as far as Power Rangers was, I started off in Power Rangers as an Egyptian guy, because I mean, by my look, I play a lot of Egyptian kind of characters. So I was, and I'd never been to Europe. I'd never even been to Europe, but I was making up the accent as I went along. So, there were lots of different kinds of accents coming out of my mouth. And as long as I committed to the accent, I could play a variety of characters.
Yeah, I could see a little bit of Ben Kingsley in there.
Yeah, he's a great actor, so that's a big compliment. Thank you.
Yeah. Now, speaking of Power Rangers, you did mention, how did you start working for Power Rangers?
Yeah, so my first stint, I think, gosh, when did they even start shooting in New Zealand? It was quite a long time ago.
2003. I actually remember.
Oh, you do?
2003.
So, well, back then, I was asked to play an Egyptian bug shop owner. So I remember having my own shop, and it was full of bugs and like big beetles and resin and stuff like that. And the Power Rangers came into my shop. It was only a kind of, it was an important scene because he came back later in the episode because they were trying to find someone or locate someone. But so I actually was an actor in it, not just the voice. But as that show progressed, I became a part of a lot of the voices, as I did with other shows like Spartacus and Xena and stuff like that. The voice stuff, they call them loop. You're part of a loop, so you do all the voices that aren't the main talking person, but a lot of the noises in the background, and that is quite hilarious. So yeah, but that's how I started in Power Rangers as an actor, and then became more involved in the voice side of things.
Operation Overdrive, they actually made it feel like they were going all over these places instead of having everything conveniently in various parts of Japan. But moving on to Little Boy Blue turning Big Man White, what was your process for coming to the voice of Vekar? Like how like to be the voice of Vekar? What's your preparation for that?
Okay, well, I was informed a lot by the movement of the actors, or the movement of the people performing inside those costumes, because gosh, those costumes are quite quite something. So I think a lot of the way that his costume was, like, I remember he had big shoulders and he had lots of those dangly bits coming off, and he, there were lots of jagged movements as they spoke. So I was informed a lot by the physicality of what was presented in front of me, but also because he was of the character brief, he was not quite the prince that his brother was, right, of Ra. So that kind of the need for this more spoiled younger brother to become as powerful as his brother and his father, he had a real need there that was that he had a lot to prove. And I remember thinking, well, and a lot of the comedy, I think, came from this character came from that need to be bigger than he was and more important than he felt. So there was a desperate need for Prince Venkar to kind of up his game, or to look to be a bit more showy. So I really enjoyed all his frustrated moves when things weren't going his way, and he was throwing his arms around, and so I got a lot from the movement, but I also got a lot from his position in the family of being the antagonist of the whole Megaforce thing. So I learned a lot from that, and I had so much fun playing him as well, because there were quite a lot of jokes written into that script that I really enjoyed.
I personally, I always wish that there would be a scene where Vekar would sing the song Emperor of the Sea. Emperor of the Sea, Captain of the Queen's Navy, and I brought my mother, my sister, and my cousin.
Yeah, that's exactly, yeah.
So you guys didn't know, Stephen also voiced another monster in Dino Supercharge, which is actually popular with fans. I'm surprised. His name is actually Meteor. So, Stephen, can you tell us how you find the voice of Meteor for Dino Supercharge?
Yeah, great costume. I love that costume. I think that, I obviously wanted to make the voice different to Vekar. So, and when you see what powers that Meteor had, which I think they were big fireballs, weren't they? And they can throw fireballs or something.
Yes.
Meteors, obviously. And they were on fire. So I really, I remember there was a lot of screaming in there, a lot of big roars and fireball type noises. I think I lost my voice about 3 or 4 times doing that character. But yeah, it had the power. So he was deeper and rougher. And a lot of those monsters were, and I didn't want to be too generic with it, but I did the best kind of fiery grumble that I possibly had in my voice, which probably wasn't a good idea when I think about it in my voice, but it worked quite well for the character. Yeah, they were fun, those ones. I loved doing those. The monster.
Awesome.
Meteor.
Yeah. So what did you enjoy most about doing those two characters, Vekar and Meteor?
Well, the fact that they were so different is one thing. I really enjoy exploring different characters with voice and body. And in fact, when I was in the studio doing these characters, I pretty much moved as they moved. So I mean, rather than just watch them and do a voice, I was moving. I'm a very physical guy, so I was almost doing exactly what they were doing, because it also becomes more natural when it comes out of your body. The voice comes out of your body, and you're kind of doing the same action. So that made sense to me. I just love that it like the severity of these characters, because they really, I mean, they wanted to rule the universe. So that's huge, you know, and to put as much truth into characters like that, there's a real desperate need and a real kind of, you don't get to do that very often. So I think that's what I really enjoyed about it, is the extent to which they wanted to rule and truth behind that. And the devastation, of course, when they don't. So I really, I think that's what I love about it. It's just going that full hog, really, in those characters.
Question, Stephen. Do you know you're actually a toy?
What? Oh, yeah. Yeah. I watched on YouTube someone exploring the toy, you know, because they say what they like about it and what they don't. But I do move, like, it does move, separate bits move, right? The arms move separately. Yeah, I did enjoy the toy.
Guys, I found you in Walmart right now, and you want to know what your price is?
What?
You're not gonna believe it.
No way, what?
Yeah, give me a second, let me just uploaded it. So guys, he has a toy. Yeah, Steve has a toy, and it's upload. Come on, hurry up and upload. It's slow. Oh, here it is.
That's what I wonder.
Don't laugh.
Oh my god.
$79.99.
Well, that's more than what I expected.
You know, one thing that's funny is when a lot of the voice actors we interview find out that their characters had action figures, usually they buy the figure during the interview. So jokingly, I like to say, are you ready to spend $80 on your likeness?
I probably will. I'll have to go back on again, see what you just did there, and I'll go find it. I'll have to get myself a toy. I wonder how long it will take to get to New Zealand at this point in time, though. So
yeah. So well, even though like, hey Hasbro, please give him a toy, because I will actually buy it. Because if you made this guy who was legit only one episode a toy, you can make Prince Venkar a toy. Come on.
Exactly.
You know,
come on, bring it on.
I would love.
New Zealand. I gotta have a little toy to play with, right?
I would love Vrak and Vekar to be a versus pack, just saying. Because even though they never fought each other, behind the camera, they fought each other.
Animosity, right?
You were part of a show called Spartacus, Stephen.
Yeah, Spartacus. So that was a show that came from the Lucy Lawless Xena and the Hercules, which we all shot down here. I actually have... Oh, I don't have anything from Spartacus, but... in lockdown, I made this book, which is a big scrapbook. That's me there. And that's me in the lead role of a play called Boys in the Band, which is a film on Netflix, actually. I played the lead role in that, Michael. Huh? But I was a lot of these sort of characters in Xena and Herc. So that's me there as Thanatos in Xena. He had knives in his hands. See those hands there?
Nice.
So he whipped them out. Also, like, that's me in a musical of Xena. So they used to take photos, man. These are old days. That's me as Carmenus, who fought Carl Urban, who played Caesar at the time. So a lot of, and he's in Born Identity and Doom and all of these other. He's a very famous Kiwi actor who lives just around the corner. Actually, it's funny how we're so small, isn't it? That we know everybody. Yeah, and so I started off in the Xena and Hercules. I did quite a lot of those episodes. Got to know Lucy Lawless very well, and Rob Tappert. And I've even been to their house and had barbecues and scrims and things. But we've done a show. We did Chicago together, where she played the lead and I played all the lawyers and doctors and everybody else in it on the stage. also, so then it went to Spartacus. Well, there was also Cleopatra 25, which I think Jennifer Sky, I don't know if you know her as an actress, she played Cleopatra. I was in those. And then when it got to Spartacus, and Spartacus was a very special time, I have to say, because, of course, the first Spartacus passed away after the first couple of seasons, and he was amazing. I got to meet him and work with him, and I was a slave trader in that first one, and John Hannah was in that scene as well. So I'm working with all these actors who were amazing, and everyone was wearing next to nothing, because it's basically a loincloth show. But yeah, certainly, luckily I got to wear quite a few. And the second season, I think the Blood and Sand season, I played a character called Trebius, who ran a bordello type thing. And it does get rather raunchy, doesn't it, Spartacus? So
yeah.
I mean, I am not an avid watcher of it, but I have seen some scenes, and I remember I got my intestines ripped out, and one of them, and that was quite, because who was the guy, Crixus, he in Spartacus, he was a Kiwi actor too. He got on top of me and was asking where Navia was, and I said, I'm not going to tell you, and he gets his hands and goes inside my stomach and pulls out my intestines at the end of that scene. It was quite gruesome. Loved it though, because I mean, it's all prosthetics. I had a chest made exactly like mine, so they made a chest that had exactly my freckles, exactly where my freckles were, hair that was my hair. I mean, I could have looked at that and gone, that's me lying there, gross. So it was a really I learned a lot from those series too, because I love that kind of era. I love working in that era. So that was Spartacus. Yeah, so I did play two different characters, very different characters in that season, over the season. And the second Spartacus, though he was a great actor, something was sort of lost, I think, from losing our first Spartacus, I have to say. It was a very sad time, actually.
I appreciate that 3 weeks in a row I got to interview a Spartacus actor, but you're the first one to not die from a spear-related death.
What? A spear?
Spear, yeah, because the first person I interviewed was Jason Hood, and he got a spear to the chest, and then last week, we got Calendor, and he died with a spear in the eye.
So I just got my guts ripped out from my chest. So
very unique.
Very unique.
Yeah, and I have to say, while Spartacus, Hercules, and Xena were shows that I grew up with, you recently were in a show that my partner grew up with called Shortland Street.
Oh, no way. How did
you? I was actually used to watch when I was a kid. So, well, I think my parents did, but they made me watch it. So,
well, it's been around for so long here, right? It's basically like your ER, isn't it? Or yeah. So you know what? I have not been on. I was on Shortland Street a very, very long time ago, briefly once, and so I've never been on it again. But yes, I have finally joined the actors who have now can say they've done Shortland Street, and I've just finished filming it. So my character is on screen at the moment in New Zealand, and he's still got quite a bit more to go. And I'm very proud, actually, to say that I'm on that show, because I waited a long time to get on, and I did a really good job. I remember the producer rang me and said, "Look, Stephen, we've just been watching your final scenes on Shortland Street, and they all came out with crying with tears. So I must have done something right." And I'm looking forward. I haven't seen it, but I'm looking forward to seeing these next couple of weeks. Do you get to see Shortland Street online over there or something?
Yeah, there is. Yeah, there's like 2 YouTube sites actually have it.
Oh, good. Oh, well, good. So, I mean, I don't know how far behind or ahead or whatever you are, but in the next few weeks, there'll be a few very good acting sessions from me on that, if I might say so.
So can you tell us about your experience filming the Evil Dead franchise?
Okay, yeah. Evil Dead, which starred the lovely Jane Levy from Zoe's amazing playlist, or Supercharge, right? She's in that. Well, she is the lead in that. I met her. She was lovely to work with. And it was the opening scene of Evil Dead, the remake. So I think just about every man and his dog were going for the roles in that because, well, firstly, I love zombie films. I'm all over zombie films. I love them. And I remember when I auditioned, I did something good because the director wanted me, and because it was near the first scene of the movie, they were very, very particular about so the director, Fede Alvarez. I remember being in the forest early morning, out in a misty kind of weird environment. It was spooky enough as it was, and playing this kind of ruffian, what was my name, toothless hillbilly, and I was quite scary looking. And we shot that scene, and I swear the camera. Firstly, it was the camera, the DOP. He was on it. Then the director took over the camera, and he had a go at it. And we must have done it about 25 to 28 times. And they were not getting what they wanted, not from me, but for the angle in which they wanted to reveal me from behind a tree. So, what I do remember is that they were both fighting over the camera quite a lot and trying to get exactly the shot they wanted. And because it was the opening of the scene, I think it was probably one of the only location scenes in there too, because everything else went inside after that for quite a while. So it was important to get that opening scene right. But I do remember I had a great time, being a nasty character, and you think that my character's gonna be a zombie. I think at the very beginning, when you open that film, you don't know whether I'm a zombie or not, because you see this girl walking through the forest, and you don't know whether she's a zombie or not. So we're all unsure about who are the bad people here, and I think that was what they did very cleverly, is they made us ugly hillbillies actually not zombies. We were actually trying to do some good by killing the girl.
Yeah, I remember that too, because me and my friend loves Evil Dead. So I can remember your part. So I actually watched it 2 days before this interview too. So I actually remember.
Yeah, I watched it too.
Tell us your advice to any aspiring actor or actress who want to be in the industry.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I'd either say get out now. No, I wouldn't do that. I would say try and add as many talents, or what I say, to put more strings to your bow. The more strings you have to your bow, the more options you have in front of you. So I started off as a kind of a dancer, really. I was a gymnast and a dancer. So anything to do with your physical body and your voice, those are the tools you'll need as an actor. And so the more you can do with your voice, if you can sing, like I've traveled the world in musicals like West Side Story, I've played Chino, and I've done a lot of musicals. Those things are good strings to your bow. The more you can do, even your gymnastics or whatever it is, like I'm pretty sure I started using my flick flacks and stuff on stage when I was in Oklahoma or whatever it was. I used to be able to do all these things on stage. So singing, I've done a couple of operas as well. So singing is really important. And of course your acting. And I really only focused on my acting after the dancing and singing, because they were kind of more obvious things that I was getting better at. I went to a drama school and then I really wanted to act. And accents, your voice. Like I really love Tennessee Williams, Arthur Miller. I love Tom Stoppard. I love these writers started to really, and of course Shakespeare now. I really wanted to do Shakespeare, and that's where I am now, as I do quite a lot of teaching of Shakespeare. I'm quite a Shakespeare specialist in New Zealand, apparently, because I have done about 7 or 8 different Shakespeare plays now, and and I'm the first part Māori fella to ever play Richard III in this country, so that's quite a big thing for me. But yeah, those are the advice. Cover everything, put yourself into it deeply and truthfully, and accents. Work on all aspects of your performance, and you should be more viable in employment, because employment and staying employed can be quite a difficult thing in the industry, especially in this country. I don't know what it's like. Bigger pool in your place, but yeah.
Yes, good advice. That's great advice, guys. Listen to that.
Within the boundaries of your non-disclosure agreements, are there any upcoming projects you would like to let the audience know about?
Yeah, I suppose so. I'm allowed to. I'm sure I'm allowed. Well, you know, you fans probably are aware of what we shoot in New Zealand. So you know, there's the big one that's not supposed to be said. That's an Amazon thing. There's a Lord of the Rings Hobbit series that's starting out. I mean, I don't know, but people look out in that. That's being shot around my town. So hey, and I'm not saying anything more than that. And then also there's of course the anime that's turned into a real life show with John Woo as the lead in Cowboy Bebop or Jasmine.
Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah, Cowboy Bebop. Check it. I mean, when that comes out, you might see me in the first episode.
I'm definitely a fan of Jet Black. He's my favorite.
Yeah.
And also, I'm a huge fan of Cowboy Bebop in general.
They were great. I mean, I am lucky enough to be in the first episode with them, and it was great. It was great meeting them. They were cool. And then, you know, of course, John hurt his knee. This is all public knowledge. He hurt his knee shooting the second episode, so that's why there was a big. So they shot my episode, but they shot the first episode, and then they had about a 9-month break, a hiatus for John to get his knee fixed. So and now he's fixed, and it's back out of COVID down here. It's all go. So I don't know when that's supposed to be aired. Do you?
Well, one of your friends or co-stars is in it. I won't say who, but she told me that maybe next year.
Oh, okay, next year.
Either next year or 2022. That's what I heard. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing what they do, because I'm a galactic travel story, man.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yes. So, guys, now here's for the fan questions and comments. So, Stephen, are you ready to say hi to the Power Ranger fans?
Do you want me to say hi to the Power Ranger fans?
No, like you're ready to say hi to them. Are you ready to? Yeah.
Oh, good.
Alright, so here you go. So Ada McCartney says, he's excited. He's the youngest member. Hi. Paratamish says, greetings from Mumbai, India. Kia ora.
Kia ora.
Yes. And then Aaron Gell says, hi, did you watch episodes in which you voiced your characters once they were aired? Oh, basically
yes,
you watched, yeah.
I did. For sure, Aaron.
Kent Brown, what do you think of Prince Vekar's design, aka his tassel?
Well, they added a lot of movement. So I think the tassels were good on the shoulders and the arms, because they really got to express his frustration. So I thought they were really useful. Did you not like them?
I did. And speaking of your character, you're in eBay. Found you in eBay. So bye-bye.
Hey, I've gone down.
Oh, in a double pack.
A double pack too.
That's awesome. Thank you. Thanks.
I still stand by the comment about the Emperor of the Sea. Just saying.
Well, you could sing it.
Copyright.
Your first request, if you could do it.
Consider this your eviction notice.
Oh my god. Oh, thank you. I love it. Johnny Goddard says, "Hey Stephen, you did a great job playing voice of Prince Venkar and Power Rangers Super Megaforce from." Aw, Johnny Goddard.
Oh, thank you, Johnny Goddard.
Yes. Let's see. Quick, what's this? While doing voice acting, have you been on? Oh, have you been on set of your season?
While doing voice acting, have you been on the set? Not while I was doing the voice. They were separate. I had been on set when I was playing the character at the beginning, but I've never been on set while doing the voice. I did only watch it in the studio when you have the whole kind of video in front of you. So yeah, quite different. It's like quite a different world when you're in the studio than being on set. Yeah. You were in 2 anniversary seasons. You were in the 15th and now in the 20th. Interesting. I was.
Yeah, so you're the Egyptian guy because Overdrive was the 15th anniversary, and now Megaforce is the 20th. So you were in 20. Interesting.
Yeah.
So yeah, you could say he did the anniversary seasons like the other Rangers.
I still say that I would love to have a table read with you and Jason Wood, where Vekar and Vrak would have to spend family dinner together.
Hold on, was Jason Hood? Because I've actually flatted with Jason Hood. Was he Vekar?
Yeah.
He was Brock. He was your brother.
He was your younger brother.
Was my younger brother. He was my older brother.
Younger.
He was my younger brother. Well, that would be hilarious and not uncommon. I think when I've sat around the table with him and had many a dinner. So maybe us getting a script and reading it through would be quite funny.
So we are.
Have a ball.
We are doing. I can say it was what we are because I work for the Luminarities, so we are doing a little span project. You never know. Maybe we might see these two again. Hopefully, in the future.
Hopefully, that'd be cool.
And of course, Hasbro, please make that versus pack.
Yes, so Prince Venkar and Vince Brock into 2. I would actually buy that.
Make it happen.
Again,
the first villain on villain versus pack.
You made this guy a toy. He only appeared in 1 episode in Power Rangers too. So you make him a toy. You can make Prince Venkar a toy. Come on, Hasbro.
Yeah, come on, Hasbro.
I'll buy it too. So.
Well, there's 2. I'll buy it.
Yes, and you have these 2, but these are Bandai. So. But yeah, that is an eBay, Stephen. So heads up, I'll give you the action.
Yeah, thanks.
Let's see. Any more? Oh, how Emperor? Oh, your father.
Yeah, now he's my father, right?
Yep, he's your father.
I actually don't even know what he looks like. Have you got a picture of him there?
Yeah. I'll get it. So, Boken, can you check the comments too? I'll check for it.
Right. Yeah. So far, no additional comments, but yes, I would definitely want to see Emperor Mavro just sitting there and say, "How are you doing, son?" "Oh, hello, Vekar."
Yeah, imagine it. That'd be quite a scrap at the table. It would probably end in a food fight of some kind.
I almost got it. Oh, I got it. Here you go. Let me just put it here. So, yeah, Stephen, I have to say I found your father. And,
thank you. Thank you. I can see my father.
Your father's here.
Okay. Man, we don't look alike at all. No. That's not my father.
Hey, you never know. But yeah, he even showed up to the final episode of your season too. So it's not true.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, guys. That's pretty much. Any more Pokemon? I'll try to Any more?
Oh, I found an image of the 3 of them together from a team up movie in Japan.
Oh, can you put it in?
Yeah, let me just save it. Here we go. And
yeah, guys. So we are showing Stephen his lost family members.
It's quite
it's Space Thanksgiving.
It's Thanksgiving.
Oh, look. That is Thanksgiving in the Heat and Megaforce world. That is so cool. Yeah, we've got some family trays there. What? I don't know, but the shoulders. Perhaps we've all got big shoulders. You see?
So that's pretty much it. All right.
Yeah.
So again, Stephen, thank you so much, Your Highness, for being part of the interview. And you are a king, king. You know.
Long live Vekar! Long live Vekar! Long live Vekar!
Thank you, Mike.
Yes.
Keep
So,
that going as we go on.
So Stephen, where can your fans find you in social media?
Thank you very much.
Oh yeah, thank you. Where can your fans find you in social media?
Oh yeah. Oh, sorry, what?
Where can your fans find you in social media?
Oh, where can they find me on social media?
Or website?
You can Instagram. On Instagram, I'm butters.sj.
Mm-hmm.
And oh god, I mean, I guess on Facebook you can always, I can be your friend on Facebook if you want, and I've got a lot of my stuff on Facebook, so it's probably the best place, to be honest.
Yes. My partner Boken, where can he find you?
Yes, you could find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/BokenKabuto, and you can find me on Instagram at chrono_justice_cosplay.
Yes. And you can find me on Instagram, DancerBoy247. Please follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter at the Morphin Network. And yeah, guys, and again, if you guys want to see Stephen at future conventions here in LA, maybe Prince Venkar, LA,
yes,
Morphin or Ranger Stop.
Once the world opens up again, I'll be there.
Yeah.
With my
So
boy.
Michael Bioni, our sponsor, you can see up here. This guy, come on, bring him to a con. And also to Scott Zillner, Morphicon, he's bringing him to a con. He is technically a main villain Power Rangers. He's their highness, all right? He's the prince. He's the prince. And he has his own toy. So anyway. All right, guys. So again, thank you so much. This is Morphin Network, and we're signing out. Thank you, guys. Have a good night and good evening.
Today's Morphin Network video is brought to you by Karson's Korner. Karson's Korner is a black LGBTQ owned small business. They sell merchandise and apparel on pop culture franchises. These franchises include King of the Hill, Dragon Ball, Sailor Moon, and of course, most importantly, Power Rangers. If you're interested in getting their amazing merch, be sure to check them out at www.carsonscorner.com.